There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate. These feet, we understand them. Where is your son?
Bestow this place on us a little while. Oh my Lord, what I've seen tonight.
What? Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Madness as the sea and the wind with both content which is mightier, and his little feet behind ours, here is something still, whips out his weapon and cries, alright, and his brainish apprehension kills such a good old man.
Oh, heavy deed! It had been so with us, had we been there. His liberty of full of threats to all, to you yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how thus shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have kept short, restrained, and out of hunt. These mad young men, but with so much with our love, we would not understand what was most fit, but like the owner of a foul disease, to keep it from divulging, let it feed, even on the pit of life. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he had killed, or whom his very mind is like some ore among the mineral of metal base, shows itself pure and weaves what is done.
O Gertrude, come away! The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence, and this vile deed we must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse. Ho, Guildenstern! Friends both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in his madness hath Polonius slain, and from this mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you hasten this. Oh, come away! My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed,
Hamlet, Lord Hamlet.
but soft. What noise? Who calls in Hamlet? Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust, wet to the skin.
Tell us where it is that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it?
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel and not mine own? Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by a son of a king?
Take me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir. That soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers, do the king best service in the end? He keeps them like a nape in the corner of his jaw, first mouthed, to be last swallowed. When he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you, and sponge you shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
Well, I'm glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is, and go with us to the king.
The body? The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord. Of nothing? Bring me to him. Hide fox and all after.
I have sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous is it that this man goes loose? Yet, must not be put to strong law in him. His love of the distracted multitude, whose like not in their judgment but their eyes. And where 'tis so, the offender's scourge is weighed, but never the offense. To bear all smooth and even, the sudden sending him away must seem deliberate pause. Diseases, desperate grown, by desperate appliance, are relieved, or not at all. Oh, how now what hath befallen?
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
But where is he?
Without, my lord, guarded to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ha! Golden Steed, bring in my lord.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper?
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms were in at 10. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service, 2 dishes but to 1 table. That's the end.
Alas, alas!
A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm.
What does thou mean by this?
Nothing, but to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, send thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him if other place yourself. But if indeed you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed, for thine special safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve, for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with very quickness. Therefore, prepare thyself. The park is ready, and the wind at helm. The associates stand, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
I, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it, if thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them, but come for England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother, father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother. Come for England.
Follow him at foot. Tempt him with speed aboard. Delay it not. I'll have him hence tonight. Away. Away, for everything is sealed and done, that else leans on the affair. Pray you, make haste. And England, if my love thou holds at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sense, since yet thy cicatrice looks raw and red, after the Danish sword, and thy free awe pays homage to us. Thou may not call this sad our sovereign process, which imports at full by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, and thou must cure me, till I know 'tis done, however my haps, my joys were never begun.
Go, Captain. For me, great the Danish king, tell him that by his license 14 brass craves a conveyance of a promised demarch over his kingdom. You know the rendezvous. If that his majesty would outwit us, we shall express our duty in his eye and let him know so.
I will do it, my lord.
Go softly on.
Good sir. Whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir.
How purposed, sir? I pray you.
Against some part of Poland.
Who commands them, sir?
The nephew to old Norway, Fortinbras.
Goes it against the main of Poland, sir, or for some frontier?
Truly to speak, and with no addition, we go to gain a little patch of ground that hatch in it no profit but name. To pay five, I will not farm it, nor will it yield to Norway or to the Pope. A rancor rate should it be sold and free.
Why? Then the Polak never will defend it.
Yes, it is already garrisoned.
2,000 souls and 20,000 ducats will not debate the question of the straw. This is the apostome of much wealth and peace that inward breaks and shows no cost without why the man dies. Well, I humbly thank you, sir.
God be with you, sir.
Well, please you go, my lord.
I'll be with you, sir. Go a little before. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is the man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed, a beast no more? Sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unused. Now whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quoted hath but one part wisdom, and ever 3 parts coward, I do not know why yet I live to say this things to do, sith I have cause, and will, and strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me, witness this army of such mass in charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed, makes mouth at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure. To all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell, rightly to be great, is not to steer without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw when honor's at the stake. How stand I, then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my reason and blood, and let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, that for a fantasy and trick of fame. Go to their beds, fight for a plot, whereon the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tombed enough and continent to hide the slain? Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
I will not speak to her.
She is importunate, indeed distraught. Her mood will needs be heated.
What would she have?
Speak much of her father. She say hears and stricken in words and themes and beats her heart. Spoons in grizzly and strows. Speaks things and dub that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing. Yet the unshaped use of Dutch moves her ears to collections. They emulate it and botch the words of it to blur own thoughts, which as her wings and notes and gestures yelled them. Indeed, wool makes one thinks there might be thought nothing sures, yet much unhappy.
To her good she wears falconry, for she may throw dangerous conjunctions in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul as sinister nature is. Each story seems to belong to some great Alice, so full of heartless jealousy, as scared to spirit itself and fearing to be splayed.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? From his cockle band his top and his sandal shoe.
Ah, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Hey you, nay, pray you mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head the grass can turf as it heals a stone.
No, but Ophelia...
Pray you mark! White is shroud as a mountain snow.
Alas! The king, my lord.
Landed all with sweet flowers, which bewept to the grave. Did not know we true love showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God deal you. They say the owl, what's the baker's daughter? Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. God be at your table.
Conceived upon her father.
Pray, let's have no words on this. But when they ask you what it means, you say this. Tomorrow is Saint Valentine's Day, all in the morning bedtime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and dons his clothes, and dump the chamber door. Let in the maid that out of maid never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Indeed la, with that an oath, I'll make an anont. By kissing between charity, I lack and pour for shame. Young men will do it if they come to it. By cock, you're to blame. I'll cheat before you tumble me and promise me to wed. So what I have done by on your son? And thou hast not come to my bed.
How long hath she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but weep to think they would lay him in the cold ground. We brothers should know of it. So, I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night, good night.
Follow her close. Give her good watch, I pray you. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Oh Gertrude, oh Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First, her father's slain. Next, your son is gone, and he most a violent author of his own just remove. The people muddled, thick and unwholesome in their thoughts and whispers for good Polonius' death. And we have done but greenly in hugger-mugger to enter him. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without the which we are pictures of mere beasts. Last and as much containing all these, her brother. Her brother is in a secret come from France, feeds on his water, keeps himself in clouds, and wants not buzzers to infect his ear with pestilent speeches of his father's death, or in necessity of matter beggared, will nothing stick our person to arraign in ear and ear. Oh my dear Gertrude, this is like to a murdering peace in many places. Give me superfluous death.
Alack! What noise is that?
Where are my sweatshirts? Let them guard the door. What is the matter?
Save yourself, my lord. The ocean's overfilling of his lits, it's not the flats with more impetuous hates than young Laertes in a gracious head over your offices. The rebels call him lord, and as the worlds were now but to begin, antiquity forgot, custom not known, the ratiflers and props of every word, they cry, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Caps, hands, and tongues upload in the clouds, Laertes shall be king, Laertes king.
How cheerfully and falsely trade the quarry! Oh, discount to your false Danish takes!
The doors are broke.
Sir, stand you all without. I pray you, give me leave. I thank you. Keep the door.
Calmly, good Laertes.
Drop of blood that comes proclaims me bastard. Cries crackled to my father, brands a harlot. Even here between the cast and merged brows of my true mother.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. There's such divinity doth hedge a king, that treason can but peep to what it would, adds a little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fin.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with to hell against vows to the blockest devil, conscience and grace to the profound pit. I dare damnation to this point ascend, that both the world I give to Niggelines. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged, most truly for my father.
Who shall stay you?
My will, not all the world, and for my means I'll husband them so well. They shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your father's death is writ on your revenge, that sweep take, you will draw both a friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
To his good friends, that's why I'll open my arms, and like the kind, like hindering pelican, repass them with my blood.
Why now? You speak like a good child and a true gentleman, that I am guiltless of your father's death, and I am most sensibly in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce, as they does to your eye.
How now? What noise is that? Oh, heat, dry up my brains. Tears 7 times salt, burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. By heaven, thy madness shall be paid by weight, till our scale turn the beam, O rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh heavens, is it possible a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life? Nature is fine in love, and word is fine. It sends some precious incense of itself after the thing it loves.
They bore him bareface on a bear. Hey nonny, and in his grave ran many a tear. Where you are, my dove?
Had stood thy wits, and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing a down, and you call him a down, ah? Oh, how do will become said? It is the poor stewards that stole his master's daughter.
This nothing's more than matter.
There's Rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray you, love, remember. And here's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel for you, for columbines. And there's rue for you. And here's one for me. We may call it herbs of grace on Sundays. Oh, you must wear your robe with difference. There's a daisy. I will give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. For Bonnie's sweet robins is summer joy.
Thought and affliction, passion heal itself. She turns to favor and to prettiness.
And he will not come again. And he will not come again. No, no, he is dead. Go to tie that bed. And he never will come again. Of Hudson was his pool, and cast away alone. God have mercy on his soul. And all of the Christian souls, I pray God be with you.
Do you see this, O God?
Laertes, I must commune with your grief. Or deny me right, go but apart. Make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me. If by direct or by collateral hand they find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we call ours, to you in satisfaction. But if not, be with you content to lend your patience to us, and we will shall jointly labor with your soul to give it to content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy, sword, nor hatchment o'er his bones, no novel rite nor formal ostentations, cried to be heard as clear from heaven to earth that I must cool it question.
So you shall, and where offense is let the great axe fall. I pray you, go with me.
What are they that they would speak with me?
Seafaring men, sir. They say they have letters for you.
Let them in. I do not know from what part of the world I should be greeted if not from the Lord Hamlet.
God bless to you, sir.
Let him bless thee too.
I shall, sir, and bless him. There's a letter for you, sir. It came from the ambassador that was born for England. If your name is Horatio, I am glad to know it is.
Horatio, when those souls have overlooked this, give this fellow sermons to king, they have letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on compiled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them. On an instant, they got clear of our ship. So I alone become the prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy. But they knew what they did. I am to do a good turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and refer to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb, yet are they much too light for the war of the matter. These good fellows will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest time, Hamlet. Come, I will give you way for these yours letters, and do the spirit that you may direct me to him from whom you brought them.
Now must your conscience me acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend, sith you have heard, with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble fathers slain pursued my life.
It will appears, but tell me why you proceeded not against his feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature as by your safety, wisdom, all things else, you mainly were steered up.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much unsuit, but yet to me they are strong. That when his mother lives almost by his looks, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she still conjunctive to my life and soul, that as the star moves, not but his sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive, why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear him, who deeping all his faults, in their affection, would like the spring that turneth woodstone, convert his gifts to graces, so that my arrow, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I had aimed alone.
And so have I a novel father lost, a sister driving into desperate terms worse word, if praises may go back again, stood yonder on the mount of all the age for her perfections, but my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeves for that. You must not think that we are made of some stuff so flat and dull, that we can let our beard be shook with danger, and think it pastime. You shortly shall hear more. I have loved your father, and we love ourselves, and that, I hope, I will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This is for your majesty, and this is to your queen.
From Hamlet. Who brought them?
Tailor, my lord, they say I sewed them not. They were given me by Claudio. He received them of him that wrote them.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know that I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg to leave, to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are the rest come back? Or is it some abuse? And had no such thing.
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked. And is a postscript here. He is alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, my lord, but let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and tell him to this deed. The time is now.
If it be so, Laertes, as how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
I, my lord, so you will not rule me to a peace.
To thine own peace, if he be now returned as trekking at his voyage, and that he means no more to undertake it, I will work on him, to exploit now ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice, and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled, the rather if you could devise it, so that I might be the order.
It falls right. You have been talked of since your travel much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine, your sum of parts did not together pluck such envy from him, as did that one, and that in my regard of the unworthiest siege.
What part is that, my lord?
A very riband in the cap of the youth, yet needful too. For youth no less becomes the light and careless livery that it wears than settled age his sables and his wings, importing health and graveness. 2 months since, here was a gentleman of Normandy. I have seen myself and served against the French, and they can well on horseback. But this gallant had witch and craft in it. He grew unto his seat, and such wondrous doing brought his horse, and had been in corpse and demi-natured with the brave beast. So far he tapped my thought, that I, in forgery, in shapes and tricks, come short of what he did.
A Norman was?
A Norman.
Upon my life, Lemon.
The very same.
I know him well. He is the brooch indeed, a gem of all the nation.
He made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report for art and exercise in your defense, and for your rapier most especially, that he cried out would be a slight indeed, if one could match you. The screamers of their nation, he swore, had neither motion, guard nor eye, if you oppose them. Sir, this report of his deed Hamlet so envenomed with his envy that he could nothing do but wish him back your sudden coming, or to play with you. Now, out of this.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Now that I think you did not love your father, but I know love is begun time, and that I see in passages of proof, time qualifies the spark and fire of it. There lives within the very flame of love, and a kind of wick or snuff that will abate it, and nothing is like goodness still. For goodness growing to a clerisy dies in its own too much, that we should do when we would. For this would change and have abatement, and delays as many as there are tongues or hands or accidents, and then this shoot is like a splendid sigh that hurts by easy. Back to the quick of the ulcer, Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son is indeed more than in words.
To cut his throat in the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuaries. Revenge should have no bounds. But good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returned shall know you are come home, and set a double varnish with the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you in the fine together, and wager on your heads. He being remiss, most generous, and free from all contraband, will not pursue the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for the purpose I'll anoint my sword. I brought an action of a mild buck, so mortal that, but a deep knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm and so rare, collected from all simples that have virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death. This is but scratch withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion that, if I give him slightly, it may be dead.
Let us further think of this. Weigh what convenience both time and means befit us to our shape, If this should fall, and that our drift look through our bad performance, it's better not a say. Therefore, this project should have a back or a second that might hold if it need glass and proof. Soft, let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunningness. A hat, when in your motion you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to the end, and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nuns, whereon but sip. If he by chance escape your venom stout, our purpose may hold there. But stay, what knows? How now, my sweet queen?
Well, Dove tread upon another heels. So fastly follow. You cease as a drone, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There's a willy girl's astle in the brook that shows his whole leaves in the glassy stream. There with the fantastic garlands did she come, with the girl flowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. That liberal shepherds give a glossy name, but our cold maids do dead men's finger golden, though independent both her coronet wreaths. Lumbering to him, an envious silver berg went down her wetted trophies, and herself fell in the rippling brook. Her clothes were spread wide and mermaid-like, while they bore her up, which time she taunted snatches of old tunes as one incapable of her distress, or like a creature native endued unto that element, but long it could not be filled that her garments heavy with the brink pulled the poor witch, and her malicious lay to moody death.
Alas, she is drowned.
Drowned.
Too much of water has stole poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my fears, but yet is our trick. Nature here also holds, let shame say what it will, when these are gone.
The woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire. The flame would blaze, but that these fully doubts.
Let's follow Bertram. How much I had to do to calm his rage. I now fear I this will be a start again. Therefore, let's follow.